I GC News. Never Olivia Aquawa. Had here latest and hot news in one and I'm the Bremo. I don't see so when you subscribe we are Bomodi and say over subscribe to the channel. The way I have to say over click the subscribe button. Now a belly notification. We answer new video be upload. Also what's ever can be. After we are now like video give us a thumbs up, nothing. Share my Ato Forson we may be here now and summer and Forson. After you could see a summer aperture your possibilities and a possibility.
2019, the World Bank and IMF report showed that we had the potential of being debt distressed, etc. These people would not listen. They would not listen. When I go and say mampam, then they say don't use that word. So I'm not using the word mampam, right? But I will say, so you use the word double down. They will double down on their egregious behavior, right? Something is bad. You would sound the alarm, and they say, no, this is even the time for us to do it more. Is that what the Lumber song? Oh, can you cry more? Oh, can you cry more? Then they thrust us into that deep crater, the financial crisis. And now we are having the same with our justice system. Oh, well, let's see. I hope, listen, wise people will rise. Yes, this Tuesday matter. Look, don't be surprised. They will send military there. They will send the military there. I can see. They will send the military there. Oh, 1,001 questions, right?
This particular ex parte.
Yes.
The route that was taken.
Yes. What? So as you rightly stated, right? And look, even before then, I tell you, on some lawyers' pages and yesterday night and other lawyers send me private messages. They say, hey, with this Supreme Court decision, where are we headed for? Some are like, hey, this country is going to go up in flames. So, you know, this decision is causing a lot of havoc. Look, the thing is that, yes, as you rightly stated, under the rules of court, you can go ex parte. When we say ex parte, that's going on the blind side of the other parties. So let me use the now common example. So let's say Evans sues Apedo, right? Then, but Evans thinks that the matter he's taking to court is so urgent that if they try to find Apedo to serve him, they will lose so much time that by the time they find Apedo, he would have caused much harm. So let's use the typical example. Let's say Apedo has gone into Evans' land and is building. So he's saying that, hey, if it takes even 3 days, the way he's building day and night at breakneck speed, by the time we get him, maybe he would have roofed it. So because of that, Evans can go ex parte before the court, so that if the court assesses all the evidence and thinks, yes, this is a good case, then the court will grant him an ex parte injunction or order, depending on what he wants. It's not only an ex parte injunction. It can also be the stay of execution that the Supreme Court granted yesterday. So the key thing we need to analyze is the urgency of the matter. How urgent is it? And when we say urgent, so what is being destroyed? What harm is being caused in the interim? Yes. So when you bring that to the instant case, as far as I'm aware, Honorable may correct me, I understand Parliament is resuming on the 22nd.
Tuesday, yes.
Tuesday. Yeah. So it means that yesterday, today, tomorrow, Monday, no business in Parliament, right?
Yes.
So where is the urgency? I don't see it. Where is the urgency? So that is what we need to analyze. So, and when you read, you see, when you rush, that's the thing. You'll not be able to articulate your views, the reasoning. I read the proceedings and the rule. I'm like, I didn't see the urgent case being made out well. Oh, they will cause this and this and that. Just general, vague statements. So that is it. When you rush justice, that's what you get. That you will not be able to articulate well. I read it. I didn't see the case. To be honest, I know I go to court. So, I mean, that's where I make a living. So when I'm saying this, I've thought about it carefully. Because we can't continue. We can't continue to be very timid. No. If you continue, you see, you strengthen the arm of the oppressor if you continue to be timid. I read it. I'm like, what is this? That's what I'm saying. Look, I'm here. I stand to be corrected. Maybe I don't understand it. So I'm saying that under the right circumstances, the court can grant. Well, you want to read what you say.
So I have a copy of this particular proceedings, a certified true copy of this orders and the decision by the Supreme Court, 5 justices yesterday. Justice Getrude Torkonuu presided over this. Sowusu, Siedu, Gau, and Darko Asare, all justices of the Supreme Court. And if you look at the third page and the reasons why they give this ex parte motion even a hearing in the first place, and you question the urgency of it.
I don't see
so we refer to paragraph 8 and the enumeration of 6 grounds. Ex parte because of the likely mischief being a halt to the business of Parliament, especially committees chaired by the current majority members. B, likelihood of the current minority members doing everything in their power to halt business of government in these dying minutes of the period to 2024 elections. C, a delay of government appropriation which could require the approval of Parliament. D, the ruling amounts to a denial of the constitutional right of these 4 constituencies to be lawfully represented in Parliament. E, Exhibit B, the ruling on page 3, in doing so, clearly the Speaker of Parliament was usurping the original and exclusive jurisdiction of this honorable court, and he himself recognized it. These were the...
Good. So, yes. So, you see, now, the thing is that, as I stated, I said the mischief, being a halt to the business of Parliament, especially committees chaired by the current majority members, right?
Yes.
So that's why I said the business is going to start on what? Tuesday. So what I expected the Supreme Court to do was that the Supreme Court would have said, no, we are not granting this. Go and serve the Speaker. So you say, look, we give up to make further attempts to serve on Saturday. If the Speaker is evading service, that is dodging them, then Sunday you may go ahead and publish it in the mass media, electronic and other print, social media. So others, or even you could even say, no, go and attempt. We'll sit Saturday evening, 8 p.m. And there's table number 4 here. The Supreme Court said, listen, the law is that the court will sit any day and time. If you read table number 4, verse Attorney General number 4, right? 2017-2020, one Supreme Court of Ghana law report. That's the 48-hour decision. So, you know, there was an earlier decision, Bernard Mona, decision, okay? There's Attorney General, where the Supreme Court had said, yes, they couldn't sit on a public holiday, blah, 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 because of the Public Holidays Act, right? But in table number 4, they struck it down and said, look, the courts, the executive cannot dictate to the courts when they will sit. So any time and day. All right, I'm sure that's not the major point. I mean, if you want to read it, you can always get it, right? So with that, I expected that the orders would not have been made there and then. No, you would have said, listen, it's Thursday, it's Friday. We are giving you the rest of this Friday afternoon up to the close, let's say by 8 p.m. on Saturday to find Speaker. If Speaker is evading service, you know his residence, etc. If he's evading service, come Saturday evening, the court will sit and now make orders for publication in the mass media. Or if the court didn't want to sit on Saturday evening, they will just say, okay, look, we'll make the further orders. If you don't succeed Saturday after 8 p.m., the second step is that serve the Speaker through the mass media, etc. Then, so Speaker has up to Sunday to respond. Then on Monday, the court would sit. So why this indecent rush? I mean, I find it, I'm like, Jesus Christ, are we sure? Yeah, you find very senior lawyers who say, hey, where is the Supreme Court taking us to? So you see, with the way the Supreme Court is gone about this, they are giving people the opportunity to say things that we've always shied away from saying, that it is a political organization. Yes, we all know. When there were vacancies in the Supreme Court, did you see them, Akufo Addo seeking to appoint people who are affiliated to NDC or people who have sympathies for NDC? No, they will choose people that they think are sympathetic to their cause. You see, the moment you do this, the things that we usually would shy away from doing, we would say that it's a political entity. It's not by merit per se. It's more about the affiliation. After all, you don't write an exam to go into the Supreme Court. After you pass your bar exams, you start practicing 15 years at the bar, you qualify. So every lawyer, of course, provided you don't have issues of moral turpitude, those disqualifications, but it's about at least a lawyer of at least 15 years standing at the bar qualifies. You don't have to have been a judge before. You don't have to, right? and all that. You remember Professor Datiba, Modibo Okran, and the rest. They were appointed straight from the private sector and came onto the Supreme Court. So that's not our law. So you don't have to be a judge before. So you see, because now with this, then you see that people are getting angry. What is this? What is this? No, the court hasn't done. The haste was too much. So in the process, then you see you eroding the confidence that people have in the court. Because it's as if Speaker is gone to space or Mars. No. The table number 4 says, look, you will sit any day and time you want. That's what your own decision. That's Yasanto's valedictory judgment when she was leaving. So for Akufo, this was her last judgment. He said, no, executive can't tell them where they will sit. Public holiday, workers on strike, Saturday, Sunday, they will sit. It's an essential service. So they're saying that justice, okay, the justice system provides an essential service, okay? So they are not bound by these holidays and Saturdays and Sundays. So I expected the Supreme Court to have hastened slowly, give Speaker an opportunity. Then to make matters worse, you see that even the lawyers, when you read through, the lawyer said, I want the order for 10 days.
Yes.
Okay? That's usually the practice for injunctions. When you go ex parte, they usually make it short. So that you use that period to find the person. So they were talking about Evans and then Apedo, right?
Yes.
So Evans will now look for the bailiff, and then within 10 days they'll try to, serve this and Apedo to respond, etc. But you see, the lawyer said, I want it for 10 days. The court said, no, it's not 10 days, unlimited.
So because I'm looking at it, the order under which they even applied, and per the High Court's civil procedures,
yeah,
the rules that apply this. It's supposed to be 10 days.
Yes.
But then in the court order, until the determination of the case.
Yes.
That's unlimited.
Yes. So
is that regular?
No, it's not. So you see, let's distinguish this. Theoretically, you can say yes, nothing stops them. But practically, we use, so the ones that they are referring to, that's the application for injunctions, right? Yes. So you find it in the CI 47. When it's ex parte, usually it's for 10 days, okay? 10 days. And then you go and find the other person, the person you get the injunction, the order against. Then you serve him. Because so within the 10 days, he stopped from doing what he's doing. And then he has opportunity once he's served to also, so within the 10 days, then you re-serve him. You call there's the one we call, you make it on notice. So it means that you serve him with a new application. So it means that there are two applications. One, you come before the court alone. That's the ex parte. And then you show the agency something is being spoiled, something is being destroyed. If we don't stop it quickly, by the time we say we are going to find him to serve him, he would have destroyed it. You can't put it together again. Destroyed beyond redemption. That's a key thing. That's why I said, so for me, between now and Tuesday, what was going to be spoiled beyond redemption? I don't see it. That's why I'm here. People, viewers, and listeners can show what's the spoiled beyond redemption by Tuesday. That test.
Especially that we are also in the weekend.
Exactly. That test, where is it? So it's when you come and you get that order, so you are going to serve them. But you know that by 10 days time, if you don't apply for a fresh one, the person can continue doing what he's doing. So when you get the order for the 10 days, you serve him. Then within the 10 days, you prepare a new application. And then go and serve him again. So that one, they will give a further date. And then he will come to court to respond. So that's how it's done. You see it. So, like you heard Asare, you heard how he was very, very upset with it. You heard the comment. Are you going to play it? Or you played it?
He's going to be joining us.
Yes.
He'll be joining us.
Yes. With respect, the Supreme Court hasn't done well. As I said, for me, the fear is that now with this, we've allowed lay people, you see, usually we're shy about certain things, but now people are jumping. And you know, it didn't start today. It started some years ago when they started saying, hey, unanimous 7, unanimous FC. You remember? Unanimous FC. You see, when it came to the election petition, those things. So the citizenry started standing up. Of course, it's expected. You see a youth in one kasa who are you bonny. So I remember the day we won the Domlevo case. You know, the one Akufo Addo and his people were looting, and Domlevo sought to right? Then Domlevo sought to catch them, then they sacked him so that they could do that. You know, that's even one decision that the court sat on it. You see, they didn't treat it very urgently like this. Meanwhile, there was a risk of looting. But that one, no. The court was very slow. Of course, at a point, we lawyers also got tired, so we're also contributing to the slowness. But you see, when the court wants to be very fast, it will be fast. But the point I'm making is that on that day, Justice Doche told us, and that was also the day Oliver, Samson Ladi Ayenini, and then Professor Apieje Etua, University of Ghana, they won the case of the imposition, the COVID law that was said to be unconstitutional. So Justice Doche said, Kwebu, you and the rest, said today when you go, you will not call us unanimous 7. Today, the public or the masses have won 2 cases against the government. That's the Domlevo case and then the imposition, the COVID law. So the point I'm making is that so the Supreme Court itself is aware that they've acquired that name, unanimous 7. And it's not complimentary. People were not happy. So you see that knowing that, hey, now people are getting up, and so they're beginning to erode their confidence in the justice system. I would have thought that they would have gone slowly. You see, you can come to the same decision, but it's how you go about it. Let the other side come. Because, look, the key thing we should ask ourselves is that between yesterday afternoon and Monday, that's the last day they could have sat on this matter, what was going to be irretrievably spoiled was the irreparable harm. You can't just write in one sentence, we appreciate the urgency. Hey, is that so? Look at the sentence.
Yes, that's the order.
We appreciate the urgency and special circumstances presented to support the filing of this application. The urgency and special circumstances lie in the effect of the impugned ruling, which include, then they go on, depriving the 4 constituencies that the said MPs presently represent, namely, blah, blah, blah. The said 4 constituents, so let's go to the substance, have the right of representation in Parliament until the next Parliament, until the next Parliament by the said ruling. Let's go over. It says the said 4 constituencies in Ashanti, blah, 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 have been deprived of their basic democratic and constitutional right of representation in Parliament until the next Parliament by the said ruling. So between Friday and Tuesday, what is it? I mean, that's the key thing we should be asking. Because in law, yes, they can give the orders, but you give the orders when the facts, entitle you, when the facts speak for themselves. So what is it that will be lost between Friday and Monday? When even the Tuesday, we know the time Parliament sits. Even if you say there's going to be a Supreme Court decision, so you ask Parliament to this will not start at the right, sit in the morning, but sit in the afternoon. They will do so. You remember at a point in time, I think after the 2020 elections, because a lot of the MPs are ministers, Parliament saw that if they start sitting at 9 a.m., so many ministers cannot attend Parliament, right? Yeah. And so they said people will not be represented. So they had to agree that they will sit in the afternoon. So the minister can go to office, work in the morning and come. So what I mean is that all these things can be negotiated. So I don't see the urgency, with due respect.
And you see the surprise in the speed as well, as some lawyers have.
That's what I'm saying. So that's the urgency, as I said. That's speed. You filed it yesterday, and then within that short time, it's been arraigned. Meanwhile, there are cases, people are in custody. That's even more precious. People's personal liberties, they've been in custody for years. Their appeals have not been heard. Criminal appeals, that's not urgent. I told you that this country, we don't appreciate personal liberties at all. And yet this one just came within hours. Then the court has gone in. So that's why I was making the point that I was telling Asifua that, listen, so the Chief Justice haven't issued such a directive. If you want to step away from it, naturally you would have to have recourse to Parliament. What does it take? You call speaker on phone, this, that, and then quickly maybe they will do some writings. Then dissent is mind-boggling. That's the whole idea. I don't get it. Yes, you may have powers, but where you are falling over yourselves, running ahead of yourself to exercise the power, you end up giving people the opportunity to ascribe ill motives. That's the whole point, because the speed was just too much. It's staggering. We had protesters, protesters, the anti-galamsey protesters, who were slammed into custody. They got bail. more than 48 hours on. The system was too slow. We couldn't get them out. Human beings, where in Pebu number 4, we said personal liberties are priceless. We'll put that beyond or above everything else. They couldn't get out. Yet when it came to this matter, within a few hours, because the thing was filed the same yesterday. The same yesterday. Even from the timings, it looks like close to or afternoon. And yet the court was able to sit to adjudicate that. Yet Oliver and Co, Felicity Amoa, all the Felicity Nelson, right? All gallant heroes were slammed in there after bail. It took days to get them out. So it just, I mean, as I've said earlier, reading this directive, the circular, no, we didn't do ourselves any favors. We are eroding the power of the justice system. We are eroding it. And it's, you know, once you erode that power, once you erode that confidence, it will take a very long time to rebuild, because it's been a long time coming. Now he's here with us. It's going to take a long time to build. It's just like the way government just, what do you call it, dismantle the financial system. You remember the DDEP, unbridled borrowing. NDC was warning MPP that, hey, you're over borrowing. By 2020, you're over borrowing. Remember, by December 2019, the World Bank and IMF report showed that we had the potential of being debt distressed, etc. These people would not listen. They would not listen. When I go and say mampam, then they say you don't use that word. So I'm not using the word mampam, right? But I will say, so you use the word double down. They will double down on their egregious behavior, right? Something is bad, you would sound the alarm, and they say, no, this is even the time for us to do it more. Is that what the Lumber song? Oh, kanokra na miye no more. Oh, kanokra na miye no more. Then they thrust us into that deep crater, the financial crisis. And now we are having the same with our justice system. Oh, well, let's see. I hope, listen, wise people will rise. Yes, this Tuesday matter. Look, don't be surprised. They will send military there. They will send the military there. I can see. But they will send the military there.
You see, at the inception of this parliament,
yes,
that question has still not been answered as to who ordered the military to storm Parliament.
I'm not thinking we'll be able to do that.
And we still don't know.
No role to play.
But Akufo Addo, does he care about law? By your timidity, you've allowed him. Anywhere else would have been out in the streets, like Sri Lanka. He would have fled, even without his sandals. Like the Kwame Nkrumah told the chiefs that they will flee with their sandals. But you are timid. When they say come out and show your anger, you are not willing to. So you allow them. All of this happened because Ghanaians, you are timid. You see wrong, you don't want to say. You are afraid of dying. If you don't die, you think you will get any rights. The rights are not given on a platter. You have to fight. You are not willing to fight.
Okay.
You are not willing to fight. So if you don't, just like the way some Christians will tell you that, oh, Judas is a traitor, this. I'm like, but do you understand your Bible? So if Judas didn't play that role, how would Jesus have died to come and save you? I don't even know what we are doing. But in the meantime, please, before you go, Mr. Mike Aflu has reminded me, Auditor General,
yes,
Johnson Esedu, please, the report on the 52.5 billion that went to GCB, that money from December 2020, you promised that you would do an audit on it. 52.5 billion. Is there any wonder that later our financial system crashed? We don't know where the money is going. 52.5 billion. You think that's this in chicken change? And we are still here every day. We remind him, and he thinks he can just look.
So beyond this platform of reminding him, what other avenues can you use to ensure that there's some accountability?
Yes, we can sue. We can sue, but now the thing is, I know we've dragged Ofori Atta to court. This SML matter, dragged Cecilia Adapa to court, right? So because of that, usually you want to see one case out before you
put in another.
Yes,
but there will certainly be some. I'm going to go for
activists to maybe help.
Don't wait for winning and someone other drawing your proceed. Because GCB so and our so we can subscribe here. Pomodi and say we best subscribe to the channel. After you like the video, no, the Kwaku Annan share my Ato Forson when you be here now. Who and someone else will get a name. We so waiting otchere what we have for here. Somewhere now, I will comment box. Gabby in my next video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.